guys, we're back on Planet Coaster today. I know it's been a while since I've done a Planet Coaster video. Well, I've only done one on this channel. I really need to do more on Planet Coaster, but I've been busy at theme parks lately, and I am still going to be busy at theme parks, so yeah, sorry about that, but I'm going to get on with this series still. Well, not this series, but just Planet Coaster in general. We got the Studios Park series, which started, then we're going to start Vintage Park series, but I might start that a bit later because I've still not got into the studios yet, because kind of just after I did the studios episode 1, the Vintage Pack came out, which as you can see in the title of the video, we're going to be reviewing today. So yeah, not had much time to do much more in the studios, because since the Vintage Pack came out, well, I was like, well, I might as well get having a look at the Vintage Pack because it was new, and plus it's summer at the moment, and the Vintage Pack is very appropriate for summer. So yeah, we just had the summer update, or whatever you want to call it. Not sure what update it exactly is, and when they released that update, they also released the Vintage Pack, which was basically a DLC pack. There's a few DLC packs in Planet Coaster now, including the studios, but yeah, they released the Vintage Pack, and let me just say, it's very vintage. I know that's obvious, but yeah, very vintage. Lots of old rides, lots of old dodgy fairground rides, whatever you want to call it, but it's cool. So yeah, let's get into reviewing it. So you can see here in front of me the start of a pier. It's not quite finished yet because, you know, I'm a bit lazy, and yeah, I've been at a lot of theme parks, but yeah, I started this pier. I need to get it, finishing it before summer ends, because what's the point of going on a pier when it's not summer? Because no one does that. Well, not many people anyway go on piers in winter. Pretty crazy people. Pretty cold on a pier in winter because of the sea breeze. But yeah, here we are. You can see Whitewood Pier in front of me. I'm building this pier in a park I've already started that's still in its early stages, but I've got quite a few rides done. I've got an inverted roller coaster, but I'm not going to show you any of that today, because the point today is that we're reviewing the Vintage Pack. So enough waffling on from me, like I always do, more than a waffle, a bad joke. But yeah, let's get into it. Sorry guys. Anyway, so the Vintage Pack is a cool pack. It's quite a ride focused pack, as you can imagine. Less scenery, because to be honest, piers have a lot of scenery. Like old Victorian buildings with like neon signs on them, they have a lot of that sort of stuff. But you know, piers are kind of not in the UK really, but American piers, especially about rides. We've got a few rides. We also got like some Victorian style like building sets, and we also got the alphabet, which is how I made this sign here. So what I did was, they've added the alphabet, and they've added all these like letters with lights on them. So basically, yeah, these are like lit up. So yeah, I made a sign there, and then you can see like that red part underneath it is tin. So that's also part of the Vintage Pack. But yeah, so this entrance was made with vintage stuff, basically, like this dome as well, and these 4 things. These walls here weren't made with stuff from the Vintage Pack, but yeah, most of it's this building was, this entrance building to be specific. So these planters, and I think they're called planters. I'm not sure if they did the update or the Vintage Pack, because Planet Coaster decided to not make it clear. Like, it's pretty stupid, right? You can filter like stuff that's like in a pack, like a Vintage Pack or the Studios Pack or the Adventure Pack or whatever, but they've not made it so you can filter like actual stuff that's out of that update. I mean, how stupid is that? But yeah, they should do that, because it's kind of unclear. That's why I've chosen to do this video reviewing the Vintage Pack and showing you all the stuff from that, and not the update, because it's unclear what's up in the update and what's not, and I can't be bothered going researching what got added because I'm lazy. But yeah, these plants I believe are new from the Vintage Pack. Like, they've got all these nice flowers here to make it look good. More flowers here. These like flower bed things are new as well. See, I'm gonna get into the park, and I pretty much built like every ride in this park, like pier, sorry, not park, is from the vintage pack. So I might as well, yeah, just show you all the coasters and stuff from rides from there, and then do the scenery, like going through all the bits and bobs in the menus, and then just filtering them so I can show you all the vintage pack stuff. So we got this Pinfari looper here, which I built. They never added Pinfaris, but they added arrow coasters, which are kind of similar but a bit newer and a bit less like torture devices. But I reckon they're still rough. I've never rode one or a Pinfari, but I believe Pinfaris are like the worst roller coasters ever, or one of them. And arrow coasters are basically like the first looping roller coasters. I believe that Arrow built the first coaster in inversion, and Revolution, what I was talking about in the last video, yeah, that's an arrow coaster. Now, since I've been waffling on for so long, let's go and have a look at what they added. So this wild mouse here, this wasn't with the vintage pack. This is new, and this got added in the update. So yeah, I already had this before I bought the vintage pack, but there's a wild mouse here, and basically this is a wooden wild mouse, so it's like the one from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So the one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach got demolished. I believe there's only like 2 in the world, but yeah, they got rid of it because they basically said it was too dangerous, I think, or something like that. But we got Icon, which is a much better ride, so screw the wild mouse, because Icon is better. I never went on the wild mouse, but I've heard that it is ridiculously rough, and I hate rough coasters, so I never went on it. And don't go on Grand National at Blackpool Pleasure Beach either, because I went on it once and found that too rough. But Big Dipper I can just about manage. So yeah, I know I'm not very hard, but oh well. I'll go to Blackpool tomorrow though, so I'm going to enjoy rides there. I'm going to go on the big one for the first time tomorrow, because I was meant to go in it last year, but yeah, it was too windy, so they closed it. This coaster, so that is new, the update, the wild mouse. This coaster here, which is a wooden one, which is pretty pointless to add, as it's pretty similar to the others. It's just the trains are different and it kind of looks a bit battered. This was with the vintage pack. So this is a new roller coaster that they added. They also added another new roller coaster here. Ignore that blue-green thing in the background. That roller coaster was added before the vintage pack and the update. Like the Pinfari Looper, but they fitted on the pier quite well. So yeah, I decided to put them down there, because why not? This coaster here, I love this type of coaster. This is a wooden bobsleigh coaster. The only bobsleigh coaster I've actually ridden is Avalanche at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which I'm going to be getting back on tomorrow. But yeah, basically, before the steel ones, there was a wooden version of this ride. So this is what this is here. So yeah, they added that. Anyway, let's jump on. Let's jump on and have a ride. And yeah, these restraints are a pain on the steel ones. I don't think they're different on the wooden ones, but the restraints were a pain. Like once when I was at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, right? Basically, they were digging in that much that I literally thought that the circulation had cut off on my legs, like because the bog digs in so much. But yeah, that's how they design them. I mean, health and safety, better to be safe than sorry, but yeah, I've never had the most comfortable experience on Avalanche. But yeah, let's take a POV on this. So you got this like slow section here. I mean, it's pretty lethal, this bobsleigh, but it is a pier, so like who cares, because pier rides are dodgy, like I said at the start of the video. So you got the slow bit there. Now it starts to get pretty ridiculous. I decided to make this look like the Master Blaster at the Sandcastle for some reason. So we had this like blue section here. You can't build tunnels, but yeah, it's faster than the Master Blaster. I mean, look at this. How dodgy is this? How it's going up the sides like way too much. I mean, like someone could die on this. But yeah, that was the bobsleigh. anyway, that's all the new coasters. Let's get into looking at some rides. So, new rides they added are this Loop the Loop here, which is pretty much an older version of a ride that's already in the game. I can't remember what it's called. What else did they add? Let me just find them. I placed them all on here. Oh, they added this test flight ride, which is like Red Arrows at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, like the aeroplanes that like go round, but they spin upside down. I believe they're manufactured by Gerstlauer, which is a rubbish manufacturer. But yeah, I'm not into my flat rides. I like the ones at Blackpool though, because you can kind of control how much they spin upside down. So yeah, that's not really a problem for me. This new Sizzler, I believe this is what the official name for these type of attractions is called, but the actual thing is called oh, it's clicking on the building. Wow, it's a bit of a pain, this. Oh my god, stop. Stop. It won't let me click on the ride. Right. How about maybe it's added this to the building. I'll just wait. Will it let me click on it now? Why won't it let me click on it? It won't even let me click on the ride. What's this all about? Oh, Hurricane, that's what it's called. It finally let me click on it. Right, so that's called Hurricane. It's basically a slower version. They've already got a Sizzler in the game, but that's more of a family one because that one's slower. So yeah, they've also got this Centrifuge ride, which is called Centrifuge 4. So basically what the Sizzler does is it spins around. This is basically you stand up in it and it spins around. Like, I can do Sizzlers, but I can't do them. I can do Sizzlers and I forgot what it's called. This around the world ride's like a big wheel that spins upside down that I wouldn't go on either. And I'm pretty sure there's another ride, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, we'll go in the menus now. I'm sure I placed it down somewhere, it's just I can't find it, or maybe that's all of them. So I'm gonna go into the rides and show you exactly what they've added. So let's go vintage, and then we just get the vintage rides. So the rides that they added are called the Centurion, which I showed you, Hurricane I've showed you, Loop the Loop I showed you, Round the World showed you, and Test Flight. I've showed you all the rides. So now we're going to go in scenery, no, sorry, shops first. I nearly missed that out. We're going to go in shops and I'll show you what they've added. Because I believe you can filter. All you have to do is how DLC items turn blue. Because if you click it again it turns white. So make sure that's selected and just click on vintage. Then you can see all the shops have been added. So they've added the vintage claw crane machine, which is basically one of them things where you put money in and then you have to like grab a thing and you have to grab like soft toys out of like plushes. You've added the vintage gumball machine, which is basically let me basically they get a random flavour of gumball. So yeah, I think you like put money in it and you get stuff out. So lots of arcade stuff here. They've added some more like vending machines in the update, but I'm just going to focus on the vintage stuff in this video because if you've done the update you'll already have this. So yeah, I'm focusing on people who've not got the vintage but they got the update. So I'm focusing on the vintage items. This is a place for guests to purchase a tub of popcorn, so like a popcorn machine there. And I believe all these are like customizable, but I won't go into that. But you can like customize the probability of people like women winning and not. Oh my god. Basically that's fortune. So you can choose whether they get a good or a bad fortune, and that's basically a fortune teller's machine. So now we're going to go in scenery and filter. So this is where there's going to be quite a few bits of stuff. I'm not going to place them all down, but I'll just go through what we got. and kind of describe. So what have we got? We have got there's quite a bit for me to show you. We've got animal statues, so elephant, penguin, we've got a bandstand, we've got baroque planters and stuff, we've got more baroque like planters and bowls and yeah, vases. We've got carnival fences, decorative fences, you've got a carousel horse, so these are all like models and stuff. We've got Catherine wheels, little fireworks. We've got the clown face round entrance archway. We've got clown face coaster doors. We've got like arch like shapes and stuff, like funky shapes. We've got a shapes banner. We've got button. I've used that on the back of my entrance building actually. Crescent moon, crown. I didn't realise all these were new, but we got crystals and stuff, lots of little shapes, double arch, a flat top cone, flower heads, hearts, lots of like decorative shapes for you to put in your part. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to skim through quickly because otherwise we'll be here forever. And you know, you don't need to be showed all of them to decide if you want to get this pack or not. I'm going to tell you my verdict on the end whether you should get it or not, but I'm sure you can already tell what my answer's going to be. So yeah, teardrops and stuff like that. You know, just loads of decorative funky shapes really. We've got hot air balloon, which I believe like floats up. We've got an iron stand inside, and then we got the alphabet. I'm not going to go through all that because it would take ages. What else have we got here? Whoa. Rope fence, picket fence, pipe organs, piano, plank fence, not piano. Planter edging, Roman candles, sparklers, blowing leaves, dandelion seeds, special effects, falling blossom, special effects. We're into the effects now. We've got falling blossoms, falling leaves, glow drops, insect bees, so you can place bees in your park. We've also got the same with butterflies. We've also got fireflies, more fireflies, smaller ones, and I guess that's just random insects. You can spawn the flies. Sorry, I can't read today, me. Also got a tin monkey, a trapeze flying. So these are like stunt like people. So like for circuses and stuff like that. I'm not going to build a circus in this part, but you can if you want. So we've got more of that sort of stuff. Tree guard iron, tree guard wood, archway, another archway, just loads of funky archways that are cool. Victorian fence, that looks like quite a cool fence for maybe a. That looks like the one on Wallace and Gromit at Blackpool Pleasure Beach actually. That fence. A Victorian lamppost. Another Victorian lamppost. Some benches. So we've got the bench pew. I mean, I'm not sure why they added that. Can you build like churches or something? I'm not sure. I suppose it might look cute, cool for some like tree line scenery if you're going through like a church maybe. It will be cool. Victorian benches. We've got bins. Vintage car. That looks good. Vintage car wheel. Well, these are cool. Quartet band. Ride booth skin. So I believe that's like I think you can place that over your ride booths and like colour. I've not looked at all these items yet because there's so many, but I have seen some of them, as you be able to see. As I told you before, I had used some of them. But yeah, that looks cool. If you can place that over like your ride booths, definitely going to have a look at that. Because the ride booths at the moment look kind of boring and bland. So yeah. Okay, now we're into the building stuff, so I think there's going to be more of this stuff, or maybe not. I mean, yeah, this is more ride-focused DLC, clearly. I mean, even the scenery is kind of for rides, a lot of it. So what have we got here? Still a lot of stuff. Trim. These are all decorative trims. I showed you some of these before actually. So we've got Baroque pillar base, so you can build like pillars. You got all the stuff there for that. So you got the top as well. So you got plenty of stuff to make it look good. You got pillar middle. So you can build all these pillars. Pillar tape hood, carnival. More carnival trims. I'm definitely going to place some of them around. Then they've got the clown face archway. Lots of clown stuff here. Clown face door dome frame. Oh guys, the phone's ringing. I'll just be back in a minute. Sorry about that guys. I don't normally pick up the phone during videos, but yeah, that's the first time I've actually ever had to do that in a video out of 4 years on YouTube. I mean, obviously a lot of that was on my other channel before I switched over to this one because I wanted to do theme park stuff. I've never had the phone ring in a video. Luckily I had it on silent, but yeah, I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't important, but it was an important call, so yeah, I had to just pick that up. So yeah, sorry, let's continue. So we got more coaster doors here. We've got plank columns, plank round arches, more planks, panel roof decorations, domes, more domes. I'm sure we saw some of this in the other bit. Yeah, more domes, roof layers. Then we got all the tin like archways and stuff, which is all your standard kind of stuff. Like arches you normally have, but just in that tin. I see you got tin spires. So this is like old tin stuff. You then got the same with Victorian and you stuff, and you got decorative trims. So you then got all the Victorian like roofs and stuff. Excuse me guys. You then got some vintage stuff as well, domes and spires, which I've also used. You got painted banners as well. You've got pointing finger, I'm not quite sure what those are. Wall signs. You've got a vintage tower, so you can build a big tower as well, which will look cool in your park. And that's it. That's all the items in the vintage pack. So yeah, so should you download the vintage pack then? Well, my answer is that yes, you should definitely give it a try. It's only $7.99 from the Steam Workshop. There'll be a link to it on your front of your Planet Coaster kind of dashboard thing when you first load up the game, and the main menu. If you go over to the right, you'll see a list of your packs, and you just need to select the Planet Coaster vintage pack, which should be at the top as it's the latest one that's been released. So yeah, $7.99. Not a ton of scenery, but plenty of new rides to have a play around with, and theme to how you want. And there's still, you know, enough scenery to make, you know, part of a park up or a pier, or maybe a small family kind of park. But yeah, definitely worth the purchase. Thank you for watching. Like I said, next Planet Coaster, I'm going to be back in studios, but I'll just kind of talk about a bit about the plans for kind of this week and the channel first. It looks like my game is lagging like crazy. What is going on? What is this? Okay, back to normal now. I'm not sure what was going on there. I don't think that wasn't anything to do with the vintage pack. Definitely not. But yeah, and you got a free look at my park there. But let me like center back on the pier just for me kind of signing off here. And I actually got lost in right. The pier is this way. There we are. So yeah, right. What I was about to say before the game decided to interrupt me is that basically the plan for this week is tomorrow I'm at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, where I'm going to be doing a different style of video for a trip that time. I'm going to be doing more vlog style, which I'm going to start doing on all my videos that I do from theme parks. Actual theme parks are not Planet Coaster, obviously, because you can't vlog Planet Coaster, can you? Well, obviously not. So, I'm also going to be filming from there. I'm going to be doing a... Let me think. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the best order to do the rides there, because I'm not really observed it there, but when I go tomorrow I'm going to kind of observe kind of the queue times and stuff and doing video on that. I'm also going to be doing a top 10 rides at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, because the reason I didn't do that for Alton Towers is because I'm not really decided yet, but tomorrow I'm going to do top 10 rides from Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and then I'm going to do Planet Coaster. I'm probably going to have a Studios episode coming out. I'm going to be going back to the studios to get me in the mood for Disneyland Paris next week, so I'm going to do some work on the entrance to my studios, and I'm sure my trip to Paris will give me some inspiration on my studios part, but I'm going to go back to studios. I'm also, after that there's going to be Paris, so I'm going to be doing like another vlog style video from there, as long as the Blackpool one goes down well. I'm going to be also doing the top 10 rides at Paris. I'm going to do the best orders to do the rides at Paris, kind of planning a trip, when to do the parks kind of thing. And yeah, then it's going to be Planet Coaster after that, as along with another Blackpool Pleasure Beach and Alton Towers vlog, because I'm going to be doing a visit to them in August as well. So that's how the channel's kind of looking for the rest of the summer. Before I go, I just want to say thank you for the support on my Alton Towers with the best orders to do the rides. That's why I'm carrying that series on, because it went down so well. It's on 33 views after a couple of days, which I know I've only got 5 subscribers, and my channel's only in the early stage, but I think that's really good, and I've had some really good feedback from 1 or 2 people from that video, so I'm definitely going to carry that on. The Blackpool one wasn't quite as good, but I'll talk about that at the start of the Blackpool vlog, which I'm going to start after filming this video, because I'm probably not going to have time the next tomorrow morning, because I have to be up early in that. So yeah, I'm going to start it then, because there's a couple of other things I want to talk about, and if I kind of started it in the park or whatever, or in the morning, I would kind of be going on for a bit. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at Blackpool when I upload the vlog, probably a couple of days. But yeah, bye.